Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another pregnancy update video for you, and today we are talking about week 33. If you are new to my channel or you have not been following along with my pregnancy updates, I will go ahead and link my entire playlist for you. I have one for my current pregnancy and one for my first pregnancy as well. So if you are in the mood for pregnancy updates, I will have both of those linked down below. But let's just go ahead and jump into week 33. So we had a little bit of a scare during week 33, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail of this video. We did end up having to go to the emergency room. So basically during weeks 31 and 32, we did super last minute find out that we had to move house. It wasn't a huge deal, we just moved across town, but it was definitely very last minute. We took about a week to pack our entire house, get over into the new place. We took about 3 or 4 days to unpack the new place. It was definitely very fast, a lot of physical manual labor, and it was really stressful and strenuous on my body. And I also got very sick. I don't know if it was the actual flu or just a cold, but whatever it was, I was down in bed for several days. Like, there was a couple of days that I literally couldn't get out of bed the whole day. I was really sick. We had to finally go and get me some cough syrup and some Tylenol because I was so sick. I do really try to avoid taking any kind of medication during pregnancy, but I absolutely had to go get some cough syrup because I was so sick. So week 33, I was finally starting to get over the cold and flu situation, and everything finally caught up with my body and just hit me hard. So on the night that we actually went over to get the last load of stuff and clean out the old apartment, I got home that night and started to have really bad diarrhea every 20 or 30 minutes, and it persisted all through the night, all through the day the next day. And finally, after about 24 to 28 hours, I decided to go ahead and call my local hospital. It has like a talk to a nurse hotline. I decided to finally go ahead and call and just check and see like how long you should like let that go before you see a doctor when you're pregnant, because I was doing some Googling and they said if you have more than like 3 or 4 loose stools, then you should go to a doctor when you're pregnant. So anyway, I decided to call and I kind of went through like my symptoms, what was going on. At my last doctor's appointment, which was at like 31 weeks, they told me that my white blood cell count was elevated, and if I was having symptoms of a urinary tract infection, to call and come in and bring a urine sample. They would test it and let me know. So I was moving that week and the next week and just hadn't gotten around to it. I definitely was feeling symptoms, but didn't get around to going over to the doctor. It seems like every single day there was something else going on and it just didn't happen. So finally I was like, well, my next doctor's appointment is in less than a week. I'll just wait, no big deal. And then the diarrhea started and I was like, okay, maybe this is a big deal. So I had those 2 symptoms combined with like just having been sick. I was feeling very dehydrated at this point, and also you lose a lot of fluids when you are using the bathroom a lot. So the nurse that I spoke to did recommend that I go ahead and go to the doctor. So 10 o'clock at night, we got Ellie out of bed and met up with my mother-in-law at the like all-night urgent care center that's like next to the hospital. I didn't want to go to the emergency room because I felt kind of dumb like just going into the emergency room. So I went to the urgent care, and after probably like 45 minutes of waiting and getting in and talking to a provider, they said because I was pregnant, they were going to just send me straight over to the hospital. So we went through the emergency room and they took us into labor and delivery. And at 33 weeks pregnant, labor and delivery is the last place you want to be, let alone at midnight. So that is how we ended up at the hospital. They took a urine sample, they tested it. I did not have a urinary tract infection, and they said that the diarrhea should slow on its own once they got fluids in me. So they did go ahead and give me an IV. They had to poke me 4 times at 2 o'clock in the morning to get the IV in because I was very dehydrated. My veins were really small. So they did finally get one in, and they got some fluids going. They gave me a full bag of saline, and I was feeling a lot better after that. They had gotten me in and hooked up, and they were monitoring my contractions, and my contractions were getting pretty close together. On the screen, it shows little blocks of 1 minute, and it has 10 of them, so it shows like a 10-minute window. And at one point I had 3 of them in the span of 10 minutes, and that was kind of scary. The baby's heart rate was looking really good, but my contractions were getting pretty close together. They weren't super painful. My lower back was hurting really bad, and I was having a lot of cramping, but the contractions themselves were not like super painful. Nobody checked me to see if I was dilating or to check my cervix or anything like that. So once they got the fluids in, the contractions slowed down enough that they did not need to check me. So they discharged me around like 3:30 in the morning and sent us home. So that was the hospital experience. I had a doctor's appointment that week, and they told me to really take it easy, like stop everything that I had been doing and just chill for a few weeks, because I definitely was in preterm labor, and that is not what you want to do. So I definitely need to kind of slow it down, dial it back a little bit, take it a little bit easier than I have been, let my husband do the unpacking. I have not been like hanging anything else up on the walls. I haven't even gone grocery shopping or anything. I've just been sending my husband to the store. I've been like really trying to super dial it back since this experience, because it wasn't great. It wasn't fun. It was really scary. I had a scheduled C-section with my first. So being in the hospital, in labor and delivery, hooked up to the machines, and to have the nurse like standing there looking at the paper, asking me what my pain level is, it was just really scary. And I feel like it hasn't really hit me that we're like about to have a baby until that experience. And I remember just kind of sitting there at 2 a.m. looking at my husband curled up, trying to sleep in the little chair in the corner, and thinking like, holy crap, we're going to be doing this for real in a few weeks, and I really have to make sure that this baby stays inside for as long as I can keep her in there. So yeah, it was not fun. It was scary, and I definitely don't want to be back at the hospital until I am at term, because the chances of having a NICU baby were actually pretty high that night, and it was a little bit freaky. So I'm really grateful for the nurses there, that even at 2 o'clock in the morning, they were just angels, and they were able to help keep me calm and get the fluids back up so that I could go home. So I'm very grateful to the labor and delivery nurses. So other than that happening, my other symptoms, I'm really feeling a lot further along than I currently am. So the way that I'm feeling, just like how big my stomach is, how tight and stretched and uncomfortable and out of breath I am, is really similar to how I remember feeling when I was like 37 weeks with Ellie, and I'm only 33 weeks. So I'm just like really feeling a lot further than I actually am. And that makes me a little bit nervous for the next month and a half here. I do still have another 6 weeks. So for me to already feel like I'm at the end, but still have 6 weeks left to go, is a little bit scary. I am just praying that I can make it through the rest of this. I am going in for a doctor's appointment next week, and we are going to talk about a birth plan and kind of see what the best option is for me, doing a C-section or a VBAC for this baby. So I will keep you guys updated on that. I am going in next week, so my next pregnancy update will be discussing the birth plan with you guys. So I'm nervous. This week was crazy and stressful and tiring, and I'm glad that it's over, and I'm glad that I am 1 week closer. I hope that you guys enjoyed this pregnancy update. Definitely be sure to give me a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to check out my other updates and subscribe to my channel to see the rest of this pregnancy go by. We are very, very close to the end. I only have a few more updates here, and then I'm going to be doing my hospital bag videos, and then she will be here. So that's really crazy and weird. So definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.